What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
This is Conversations with the Crawleys. We do conversations about faith, family, relationships, and we do recaps, reviews, and commentary on some of our favorite shows. This one is all about Love is Blind Season 9, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
So if this is content that you enjoy, you know what to do by now. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications,
And share.
and then we'll meet you in the comments. All right?
Yep.
So if you're new to the channel, chances are you may be. But the way we do Love is Blind, just because they drop like 19 episodes at one time, we do like the first batch. I think as of the taping of this, there's supposed to be another batch that drops soon. So this is kind of just our thoughts and our lead up, our recap, I should say, leading up to the trip to Mexico, I think is where they went, right?
Yes, because now they have chosen each other and they're outside of the pods trying to get the voice and the face to match.
Yes, because some voices and faces not matching for folks.
Right.
So we could give you like all the intimate details of like every episode, but
It's too many people.
Yeah,
It's too many
it's
people.
worse than The
starting.
Bachelor because The Bachelor had like 19 women.
Yes.
And like 3 of them were named Becky. So, so yeah. So as far as the couples that made it to the end, I think one of the first was Allie and Anton.
Yeah, they were pretty quick. It was like, they're only in the pods for 10 days.
Right.
So in the first 2-3 days, she said, I love you. He said, I love you, I believe.
Yes.
And he was proposing.
Yeah.
So I get it. And I mean, literally, we get it. Because I think within the first week, we knew, 2 weeks, that we knew we were going to get married.
True.
But we didn't get married till a year and a half later.
Exactly.
Not 4 weeks later.
Right.
Nobody was paying for it either. So
Correct.
So I get feeling obviously we don't get to see every single interaction. They try to show us as much as possible to paint the picture, how they, you know, have the attractions, what they like about each other. So we get how that attraction could feel like you've met your mate.
And I think they're both immigrants or come from immigrant families. I think they're both immigrants because there was something about them learning English as a second language.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Yes.
So there were some things that they had in common.
Yes.
Which I think helped to play a part in some of that, right?
Yeah, definitely. So they saw each other first. I think they both had an initial attraction.
Yes.
So far, I'm not seeing any immediate red flags in this coupling. Oh, we got the finger. Go ahead with your finger. Go ahead. Yes.
Because she did something that I thought was just like, that's weird. Remember when she was like, don't kiss me with your eyes open?
Oh, yeah. That's after they met and they were in Mexico.
Right. My question was, how you know his eyes is open?
Right.
If your eyes is closed while you kiss.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if she was teasing or if she was being serious.
No, she was serious.
It was weird. I grant you that.
I didn't need you to grant me that. It was weird.
You know what I mean.
Thank you for granting me that.
You know what I mean. So I get it.
Okay.
Outside of that, right immediately, I don't see any red flags. Obviously, because they were so quick, they weren't in there long enough to produce anything additional.
Right.
So hopefully, as we're going along, we'll see if they were right about that initial attraction.
Yeah. So right now, they seem okay.
Yeah.
Nothing that stands out red flag.
Right.
Okay. Next up is Madison and Joe.
Yes.
Now, Madison is the one who admits that brings up that she has a degenerative eye disease.
Yes.
And that for her, love is blind is very important because she may at some point go blind.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
It's not 100%, but she's like, that's a definite real possibility.
Right. Right. So she thought this would be a good way because sight unseen, I'm really deciding to meet my mate
Who I may at some point not be able to see.
later on.
Right.
But if my initial attraction, we didn't get a chance to see each other.
Right.
Again, it would just play into her if she does lose her eyesight.
Right.
And she does reveal that to Joe. And he's concerned more about her.
Right.
I don't know how big a difference that would make, because people don't ever think about what it is when you have a disability and how it could affect the family until you're in the middle of it.
True. I mean, we all kind of make that vow, for better, for worse, sickness and in health, right? We make that vow, but we don't necessarily really consider the full implication of that.
Right.
Until, like you said, until we're in the midst of that.
To the midst of that. He does admit, though, that he normally goes with or attracted to women who are more on the slender side.
And Madison is she's not heavy, she thick. She's got a little thickness to her, but not even. I would say she's
healthy.
I would even say that she's probably got the average body type.
Yes, she does got the average body type.
She's not stick figure.
No,
she's not necessarily curvy as what I would consider curvy, but she has some curves.
Yeah, I guess she would be considered curvy if size wise. If she went into Forever 21, she would be considered curvy, or
okay.
Navy.
Okay,
she would be considered, because again, they're basing it on the standards of American size, but European size is even smaller,
right?
Compared to Americans' sizing. So, but I think she is a healthy, average woman.
Yes.
Average in size. Not, I'm talking about her intelligence. So, which, okay, that's obviously your option, but again, that's what the experiment's about. When you can meet someone and it's based more on their personality.
Right.
And he's saying that. He's like, I'm focusing on what I was attracted to when I didn't see her.
Right.
Now, the size or weight, however you want to put it, he's like, that could change. Like, I feel like I can become more and more attracted to her size. Right. Because at the end of the day, I don't care where y'all started, potentially that size will change if y'all stay married.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of married couples, and they probably didn't look like that when they were married 30, 40 years ago. So she is probing him about that, which I find a lot of couples, because we've seen a lot of other seasons of Love is Blind, how that can get people in trouble.
Yep.
So we'll see how he manages it, because so far he's stumbling, like he like a deer in a headlight. When she's asking about it. He's stumbling over what to say, like, oh, that still doesn't sound right. So she's asking those questions. He's like, well, you're not my typical type. And she's like, I get that, but he has to make sure he keeps reassuring her. And that's not just by saying it.
No, it's in his actions.
It's about his action, right? His affection towards her. So hopefully that will grow. I get it. They are strangers, especially when you finally get to meet them. And that was not the way you were initially attracted to them.
Right.
So get it.
Yeah. Next up is Calibria and Edmund.
Yes.
Bro man got energy.
Oh my God. I know he got ADD. He had to been diagnosed, or should have been diagnosed with ADD. And he did not bring his medicine with him at all. Cause he kissing floors. I mean, brothers are looking at him like, bruh, if you don't sit down somewhere, why are you all over the place?
Cause, okay, I'm just thinking about, if I'm in that circle, right? If I'm one of the fellas in the pod, I'm like, with this joker, sit down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm like,
bruh,
I need you to sit down.
He would be comic relief, but I'd be like, listen, I'm tired. It's tiring. You're just doing too much.
He got a lot of energy. He does indicate that he was in and out of foster care. His parents had some difficulties managing their household.
And she is a former she is a social worker.
Oh, okay. She's a farmer. Oh,
She
she's a
is a
social.
social worker.
Okay.
Yes.
So he had to deal with a lot of ups and downs and everything, but he did go to college and he played football and DB. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like totally your calling right there. So he could work out some of that energy he has. They seem to really get along. She seems to really get him. He's finding security in her. Even there's moments where he cries, again, which she just reassures him through that, which I'm all for a man being able to cry and have the emotions to be able to do what he needs to do to move through it, right?
Right.
Because the other end of that is rage. And it is like
I get it. I hear you.
You don't get it
the
out.
way you say it's like it's rage.
It's rage.
And you won't like me when I'm angry.
So yeah. And when they meet, again, he's excited to meet her, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, it was hilarious. First again, I appreciate I love Black people. I love being Black. Because there's nothing like the way he reacted towards her or how she reacted towards him. That's what you see when you go to cookouts or when you go to your family's house, when you know that your relatives love each other, right?
Right.
And he was like, respectfully, because he reminds me of David Chappelle. I told you, I was like, this how he talks. He kind of like his voice.
Right.
So he's like, respectfully, that booty, it's on point. So he was admiring her.
Yes.
She also played collegiately.
Yeah, played basketball.
Yes. So she understood him from an athlete's perspective and everything. When she said she played ball, I thought she was going to be taller.
Yeah.
I was going to expect her to be a little bit taller. But granted, they match in size. Let me put it that way. Because at first I thought she was going to come out being kind of like towering over him. And he's kind of like thin.
No, because I mean, most of the players, unless you're talking about somebody who's a center or forward, power forward, they are maybe 6'1", right? If you think about the person that we had that was part of our ministry for a while, she's like 6'2", maybe.
Yeah, I believe so.
But for her, I think she played like power forward. I don't think she was like a guard. So
gotcha.
I think, that still plays, that still is, height is not an automatic. Everyone in the league is above 6'5". Right?
Gotcha. That was just my thought. When
No,
she said she played, and we could only see the majority of the time they were sitting down.
Right.
And I couldn't tell by the camera angles. But they hugged and kissed. He admired her. She was like, okay. He was showing muscles and everything, and he proposed. And I didn't see anything where they were like, ooh,
until they're at, I think, breakfast, brunch, whatever they're sitting.
Yes, they're in Mexico now.
They're in Mexico.
He bought her gifts.
Yes, he did buy her shoes.
Yes,
and she's like, "Oh, I got to do something for you now when we get back."
And t-shirts. They had matching
They had matching
t-shirts. So he was getting his money worth. He was like, "Producers, I need what size she wear? Can y'all give me this? Can y'all give me that?" So he's making sure his boo got taken care of.
Yes. So then she asked the question, if we out, if we're hanging out, and this big buff dude comes up and grabs my hand and whatever.
Because she's talking about protection.
Right, because she was like, I need to make sure I feel safe, what have you. And, she was like, okay, so what would you do? Basically, I'm going to just give you the abbreviated version. He's like, I'm going to call security. And she's like, okay, but I mean, he's touching me. He's grabbing me. He has my hand. He's grabbed my arm. Yeah, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to start nothing. She's like, but he's she's looking for a response
Right. I hear you.
of you do something.
Right. Because he said he doesn't want. He's not a confrontational person,
Right.
which I completely understand that. Go ahead. You were going to finish.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, that to me, that's an area for her that, and as we talked about, I think she's not looking for him to like throw down and like just like
beat him up or something.
Go to the trunk and pull something out, right?
Right.
But she is looking for at least step up and say, hey, she's with me. You can back off. And then, yeah, you can call for security. You can talk really loud and be like, I hope security don't come over here. You can do that.
Right.
But at some point, she's like, you just need to do something to step up to make me feel secure.
I get concerned when women try to paint a scenario of what someone would do in a situation, because he doesn't seem like a type of person that wouldn't at least say something. But it was like, I think he was trying to kind of gauge what she was looking for, so he wanted to answer it correctly.
I hear that.
Also, I don't want to. Another thing is, and granted, I never did a club scene, so I can't see if I'm with you. How does a man think he can come up in the middle of my conversation when I'm talking with my man? I look like I'm into my man. If we're having a deep conversation, I'm like all up on you. Then someone's just gonna initially just grab my hand and saying, hey, can I grab your number? Is that how that works?
Yes.
In the club?
Yes.
Like people just pick, like I'm talking to someone else and I just get grabbed by another man while I'm talking.
Remember we had the conversation about how men, we sometimes size each other up. We size up other men. So if I'm looking at you and you're what I like, I'm not saying me necessarily.
Sure. I don't know what you used to be doing while you up in clubs.
Well, you got me, so it don't matter. Anyway, if I'm sizing up a dude and I'm looking at someone and me proverbially, right? And I'm sizing him up and I see that maybe she might need something that's a little upgrade from what she has.
Okay. She might need.
I'm not saying it happens often, but it has happened.
Okay.
It does happen.
Okay.
Sometimes there's some alcohol involved, so there's some additional liquid courage that's involved to it.
Courage.
Right?
Let's see. Okay.
We can't say that it. So in that, it may be.
Okay.
Because where are they? They're in Denver, or where are they?
They're in Colorado.
Listen, it can get rough in them Colorado streets.
Okay, if you say so.
I guess.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, my thing is this. Once we're married, this is another thing that I need to talk about. How many times are we going to a club? Why do we got to go clubbing? Right? So that's another thing that might need to be talked about.
True.
Do they still really need a nightlife scene in that way? You know? Obviously we found different ways to have fun without having to be in the nightlife.
Right.
Because I'm not going to try to put especially now, what I keep hearing or my experience of just seeing on the news, it gets on the news because people have guns and different stuff and they're bringing that into the club. I don't want to be in these scenes where I know potentially we're going to be in danger. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to put him in a position where he has to defend for me and someone who got liquid courage going to pull out
this
something.
might be her way of figuring out which club they can go to.
Okay, yeah, but take them to the lounge where everybody lounging.
Go to the cigar lounge. Don't just go to the lounge because.
Well.
And if you're in Phoenix, don't go to the what is it, the post, the Legion's post.
Oh, I thought that was the spot.
It depends. Sometimes it's not.
Oh, okay.
I think. All right. Anyway.
Next
couple we're gonna talk about is Annie and Nick. Nick was the one that he was just saying a lot of stuff to a lot of different people.
A lot of the same stuff.
Yes, he was like copy pasting his conversations.
I was confused, and because I heard both conversation, I was like, what? like he was telling one girl, like, we're gonna have a house and this together or whatever, making like they were gonna be a couple, and that I got you. And then he was seeing someone else, and it sounded very similar what he said to the first girl.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I was confused because there didn't seem any difference in
No.
his language of he liked one more than the other.
Yeah.
He may have said it a little different, but it was saying the same thing.
Right.
Now,
He gives me just the way because even there was something where one of the other guys was going through something with their connection, and he was one way with that guy, but then he was a different way with the other guy that was the other part of that love triangle, right?
Yeah.
He moves snakily to me.
Right.
That's the way to put it. He moves like a snake to me. And for me, the impression that I get, he was just trying to make himself have a connection one way or the other.
Well, at first, I thought he was trying to leave. I thought he was just setting all these ladies up so that he could leave the show because of the way he was responding, because he came very combative.
Mm-hmm.
Was supposed to be his first choice, where they were talking about religion, which again, I believe you should talk about your religious belief. How do you want to raise your kids? Are they going to go to church? And now she did backtrack on what she originally said. First, she said that she's not very religious. She does go into a story about...
She was like, she's not religious anymore. Because I think, didn't she say...
No, she didn't say anymore.
Okay.
She said she wasn't very religious. And the reason was because her mother died of cancer.
Right.
And her brother had made a statement about, how could God
allow that to happen.
She was in a lot of pain or whatever. And so she was at a place where she's not very religious, but initially she said, but I'm open to the possibility of going back, because he indicated that he was Christian, right?
Right.
And it seemed like the conversation was brief, but she said she was open. Okay. Now he comes back around again after he kind of says the same thing to the other girl, and he's asking her about being a Christian or church. Somehow it comes back up again.
Right.
And this time she says, no, I'm not interested in going to church. I'm not interested in anything religious. And he kind of like goes off on her.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, she doesn't take the gaslighting. She be like, hold on. Because one moment he's the victim, and then one moment he gaslighting her.
Yep.
Like, it was like he was like
Jekyll and
Hyde. He had multiple personalities going on in this conversation.
Yep.
And I'm glad that she stood her ground. She was paying attention, even though what she said, she was backtracking her statement. So he had a right to be concerned, not outraged, but concerned about what she said. So he was like, I'm breaking it off. And then all of a sudden, supposed to be his second connection,
which is Annie.
He was just like, oh no, that was the love of my life from the very beginning, where Annie had a connection with Brendan, which was really pretty close. Like, she said that was her number one connection, but he wasn't reassuring her enough.
Because Brendan asked questions that, to most, in my opinion, most rational people would have been like, he's planning for the future, right? Because he was like, what's the color that you want on the front door of the house? You don't talk about the front door of the house with somebody you ain't really feeling.
Right.
I could care less what color door you have if I'm just,
I get that, but at the same time, when you gonna buy a house in this economy? Let's talk about how much money you make and if we can afford a studio.
Tarsha, you going.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. I'm being honest. You in a pod and you in some far off world.
But at least he's planning, he's thinking, he's like, let's plan a future together. Nick is just, I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear because I want you to choose me because I'm gonna choose whoever chooses me. Brendan at least was, regardless of the reality of whether or not they're gonna actually choose the door to their house.
They're gonna paint it or whatever.
Yeah, because there is paint. I could choose the color. I could choose the door, choose the house, and just paint the color whatever you want to be, right? So I get that maybe for her he wasn't as reassuring, but he was I think he was at least providing more depth and more more.
I don't think either party, to me, I felt like neither one was very in depth
Okay.
in their conversations. So, she wanted to be reassured. And my thing is, how can someone reassure you enough for 10 days? Like, hey, I am really liking you. I can see myself with you. What else is someone else supposed to say? Like, okay, as we get close to this, I know I'm going to have to make a decision and go from there.
Yeah.
But you can't pressure anyone to make that decision. Allow it to work out, especially if you're feeling one person. Because when we're in this pick me kind of deal, you're talking about really getting married. And I know we didn't say this, but I always try to say this, especially if people are new to our channel, is that we do respect people that are going on reality TV shows, because a part of this, people do want to really, truly find love.
We do?
We do.
Okay, we
At least
do.
I do.
We do.
So granted, with all that, take all that into account, I just don't want someone just to pick me so I can go through 4 weeks of you standing, with the priest, where we getting, weddings can be expensive. So if we're gonna do this,
Can be, yeah.
If we're gonna do this, then let them pay for it and say yes. If not, then stop wasting my time.
Yeah.
So I want to predict they ain't gonna be together.
I can agree with that.
I just like,
I would say that
I will put money on Vegas in it. Vegas do Love Is Blind.
Vegas might need to do money on Love Is Blind because there ain't nothing else going on Vegas.
So yeah, I will put some money on that. They won't be together. So
all right, next couple.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah. Next couple, Megan and Jordan.
Megan and Jordan.
So Megan is Sparkly Meg.
Oh yeah.
That's her wrestling name.
That's her wrestling. Wow.
Now, here's the thing with Megan. Megan, the way she presents herself, the way she's talking, Megan is sparkly and likes the finer things in life.
Yep.
Megan has her own business and seems to be doing very well with it. Now, she has another connection other than Jordan. I think it's what, Blake?
Yeah.
No, Mike.
Mike. It was Mike.
Who probably from a lifestyle perspective would fit very well with her.
Yes.
Jordan, on the other hand, and I don't want to do, the main thing with her and Jordan is Jordan's son.
Yes, he has a 5-year-old.
He has a 5-year-old from a previous relationship who has type 1 diabetes. Now, Megan, if I remember, she said her father developed diabetes.
He died of diabetes. Yes.
Complications
of the diabetes.
But I couldn't remember if it was type 1 or type 2 because
I'm not sure, so I don't want to say.
Okay, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
So, but that's like the main thing is like her seeing that. Now she does go back and forth between Mike. She does recognize that Mike probably would be more of her pick outside the pods.
Yes.
But what's his name? Jordan would be her pick based upon the information that they've been having, conversations, what have you.
Okay. Yes.
Go ahead. Go off, Tarsha. Go off.
No, but this is how this kind of from the spaces I've been in, as we're talking about like podcasts, relationship spaces, Megan would be the average woman who makes 6 figures, have a certain lifestyle, and a lot of times coaches would tell her, well, if you want someone who is in the realm of six figures and lives a certain lifestyle, you're going to have to date older, because anyone younger are not established in their career
Mm-hmm.
and different things to make that amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Jordan indicates that early on that she dated older men.
Megan says that, yes.
I'm sorry, Megan, excuse
Mm-hmm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
because Jordan's name could go either way.
Right.
So Megan, which I was like, yep, that checks all the boxes. She's like, I used to date older. They were established. We would go travel,
Mhm.
everything, but I wasn't happy with the person working long hours,
Mhm.
because that's how they made their money.
Right.
They work long hours, and I was miserable because they were focused on their work, which give them all the things that come with it. And she wanted to have fun.
Mhm.
She's in early 30s.
Mhm.
Jordan's just a couple years younger
Mhm.
than her. Or is she in her mid 30s?
I think mid-30s.
I think she's like 37 or something.
Yeah.
I think he's 29 or something. So she was right. Like, I was
Mhm.
like, okay, she's spot on an example of that. So she had now met Mike, who was in her age range,
Right.
and still had, like the age and everything, plus everything else she wanted. But she was afraid that's who she always picked, and she needed to pick someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So she thinking Jordan's gonna be, well, he's gonna be fun. I need the fun. I need the excitement. I need that, that ability to keep some youthfulness.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a branch manager,
Mm-hmm.
which he does make a good salary for him and his son.
Mm-hmm.
And he states, I have a Kia. She won't reveal what type of car she has.
It ain't a Kia, I can tell you that much.
It's a luxury brand,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So he's like mentioning every car he could think of. She's like, did I already say it and you just not telling me? Blah, blah, blah. Because he's like, I would rather buy anything for my kid expensive
Mhm.
than for it to be me. So their mindsets are a little are different,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's where she becomes confused on who to pick based off of those criterias.
Right.
But she decides to pick Jordan.
All right, so enough about them. Let's move on to Casey and Patrick, right? So Patrick is an Asian American man.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that he brings up and talks about is the fact that he's always been the only one of his kind, as it were, right?
I guess you could say it that way.
And I don't mean it that way, but he's always been the
He's
Asian person, the only Asian person in
white spaces.
in white spaces.
Because he says it on
Right.
the show. Yes.
Now, initially, he has what seems to be a great connection with a young lady by the name of Anna, who is also Asian American, and they seem to be going really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like the whole Spider-Man meme, like right.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going well, but then Anna decides she needs to leave.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have the conversation with him,
Mm-mm.
right? So he goes through a little bit because he did have a connection with Casey, but his bigger connection was with Anna.
And I thought he was going to propose to Anna.
I think that next day that he was supposed to meet, I think he was about to propose.
Yeah, I thought so too. This is my thing. If that was your person, how could you just move on? I was really confused. It became more of a task of like, I stopped everything for this. Someone has to be here for me.
Right.
So I'm going to make it work. No.
Mm-mm.
If that person's no longer here and you like, man, I really felt this. She's not here. I'm leaving. Granted, you may have took time off of work. You may have done all these things to get to this point. It's okay.
Right.
But he was still trying to continue on.
Yeah. So he does connect with Casey. Now, Casey,
I don't think he connects with Casey. he does continue on to talk to Casey.
Okay, yes. He continues on talking
I'm
to
not
Casey.
happy about this.
Yes, I know. Trust me, I know.
It's not.
Now, Casey does mention, her sister is a singer over in somewhere in Asia.
Korea.
In Korea, okay. And her brother dates Asians.
No, the brother has is in a relationship with a black woman.
Okay. So basically, she's just trying to make it seem like race isn't a problem for her.
That's what she says. She says that her father did his missionary work in Korea, so he sings in Korean. But he asks her very direct, have you ever dated anyone out of your race?
And she says no, she's only dated white guys.
Only dated white guys. She convinces him to tell his race, which to me, that's a big red flag. Because if we're having conversations and you get who I am, then that's one thing.
Because
there's clues.
To me, that's not very different from, I know he was a couple of seasons back, but do you remember the guy who was like, so, if I were to buy you a dress, what size dress would I buy you?
Right, I remember
asking those type of questions where it's like, I'm trying to get a understanding of what you look like physically to see if we need to continue.
Right.
That's kind of, that's kind of the thing, because then what if she had said a different race, or if he had said a different race? Because it's like, if it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
But if you're like, no, just go ahead and tell me, in the back of my mind is, what if I say the wrong one, the one that you like, no, I ain't dating that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why this is an experiment.
Yep.
And so
by Nick Lachey.
But yeah, and they saw each other, right? So it was like, okay. And he doesn't want to do it's just seeing his face is like he just like, oh my God. He just like
I felt bad for him because it was a pressure that he shouldn't have had to do. He should have been like, no.
He shouldn't have felt pressure.
You'll see if we connect, we'll see.
Thank you.
And then if you have a problem with it, then you have a problem with it.
Right.
But I don't know. You've mentioned who you are,
right,
and what have you, but I've just told you I'm not white.
Right.
So whatever I am,
right.
If you're good with it, you good. If you're not, you're not.
If you're not. So he tries to move on, right? Because at this time, he's trying to make, I feel like, a more calculated decision.
Yes.
Instead of a love connection.
Right.
Right? So then she tries to, go the sexual route.
Yes.
So, she all these innuendo, right? Innuendo, blah, blah, blah. If
she had a window, she'd been in the window.
I would do this. I would do this. I want to do this. I would like, that would have been a second red flag for me. Because I get it. Y'all all men are all in one cave together. I get it.
Yes.
But at the same time,
because you got old boy kissing the floor, right?
Right. So I get it. But at the same time, like, look, I'm looking for a wife. I ain't want no freak. I could probably can go back home
we do want a freak in the street, freak in the sheets. But
you know what I mean.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but you know what I mean.
I'm trying.
We know what each other mean.
He's trying to find someone that's wife material, right? Not whore material. That's what he's looking for at the. Stop it. Stop it. You know what I mean.
Do I know, Tarsha?
Shut up.
Do I know?
So
prove it to me, Tarsha.
So I would do this. I would do this. I would do this. Yeah, right.
I was like, dude.
I was like, boy, if you don't see this. And so, okay. Now all of a sudden he in love. He can barely get it out. I love you. No, you don't. You don't love her. But you're trying to force this relationship. She glad she getting picked. Oh, wow. You done, whatever that does for you, lady. I was just like, whatever, okay? So he proposes, which I think is a very big mistake.
Right. They meet.
They meet.
You could see that for me, I could see that something was still off with her when they met. She still was affectionate, she was what have you, but it came off a little different than some of the others. And for me, the telling moment was when she went back to her side and he
Mm-hmm.
went to his side.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I think this is the first time that I've seen where the woman is just like, or a person I should say, is just like they're just like, all right, I'm going over here to the dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked back and she was nowhere to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time they're looking back at each other. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was like, yeah.
I was like, I'm not feeling this relationship. I don't know how long this is gonna go, but it's not gonna go long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, guess what we get to see? We get to see why they're sitting in where the breakfast at the Holiday Inn. And so she comes out and like, I just want to say, I want to say, I want to say, she whispering,
Mm-hmm.
okay, just say it with your chest because you made this man propose. You made all these promises. He's taking a chance. Again, let me tell you something. These people are being really honest.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm a minority in spaces where I have to show up and I'm the best looking Asian guy. Why can't I be the best looking person?
Right.
And so it's just tragic to me is that now he decides to move on with this person, right? Granted, it was his decision. I felt like he should have got home. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't. And now which I'm glad she at least had some decency to let him down before they went all the way to Mexico because it's happening. It
Yes.
happened
So
when they
there's
traveled.
decency, but she's still gaslighting him and lying to him.
Yes.
Let's just cut to the chase.
Yes.
She basically was like, she was telling him,
She didn't want to. I don't want to go. To
I don't want to go to Mexico.
I just want to go home.
I just want to go home. I realized that I need to go home. Da, da, da.
home.
But she's telling the producers, I just don't know if I can get there with him.
She said she couldn't get there with them.
Right.
And he was like, so we're just going home together. We're going to date,
She's
which
like-
is fine. And she's like, I love you. I love you. Nom, 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 nom.
You're
And
making
he
it so
like,
hard. And, da, da, da.
and he's like, and she's like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. And he's like, so when we go back, we're going to just take it slow. And she's like, no, I can't do it. I was like, look, why don't you just look him in his eyes and say, hey, you know what? I thought that I was ready to be in an interracial relationship. I'm not. Because she started talking about families and it's hard and blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I could do it, blah, blah, blah. And she says that just a little bit. And he's still confused. Like, bro, I get it. You done messed up. It's hard to take another disappointment, right?
Mhm.
You don't want to go back to Denver. You don't want to be alone. You're in these
Well,
spaces.
man, go find Anna and move on with your life.
Listen, get you with a mail order brides. It's like, I mean, you can find.
Not in these United States right now.
I know.
So,
You're gonna have to
don't
go
do that.
there. You're gonna have to go there.
Don't do
90 Day
that.
Fiance. Look, he on the wrong show. My thing is that I feel that sometimes people feel like they're trapped and then they have to they just decide on picking someone instead of picking the right person.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's our couples that we have.
Yeah. So
right?
he leaves confused. He's like, so what did she say to y'all? He leaves confused. And I felt bad for him.
Yeah. So
So
we'll again, this is just the first few episodes. We'll pick up again with the next episodes as they're dropped.
mhm.
And we'll give you more content, more information regarding what's happening with Love is Blind and see what's happening with these couples because I don't know if we might have one out of this that's going to stick around. I don't know.
Who you think is going to stick together? If you had to predict.
I don't know that Calibria and Edmund will. I don't think
They're
will.
high on the list.
They have potential, but I don't
They have
I don't
potential.
give them that. I think because they are almost a nice match for each other, Ali and Anton
Yeah. Yes,
probably
they're
be
high.
around.
Yes, I
I
would
don't
put
think
the number
Madison
one.
and Joe will stick around.
It's possible. That's a possible. If we were playing spades, it's a possible.
It's a low possible.
It's a possible.
We pay Casey and Patrick are done. Annie and Nick.
Yeah, that's not.
But they're almost made for each other in some respects.
Yeah.
And I don't think Megan and Jordan will stick around.
I'm making that a possible.
You got everybody a possible.
No, I don't have everybody
That's
a possible.
why you don't play spades.
That's
why I don't play spades with you. I got 13 possibles. Yeah, you got 13 cards. So yeah, you got 13 possibles.
No, I don't have everybody as a possible. It's gonna be her deciding to choose completely something else.
Okay.
Jordan's getting the upgrade.
Yeah.
Jordan's getting the upgrade.
Yeah.
So it would be mostly on her.
True.
So,
but that's why I don't think so. All right, that's it for this one. Listen, we appreciate y'all stopping through. Make sure, of course, you hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications, share, meet us in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Have a great one. Be blessed.
Bye.
Peace.
Hit the mic.